Hello again from the WYMT Sky Alert Weather Center. I am Chief Meteorologist Shane Smith, joined by Brandon Robinson as we are tracking a line of severe thunderstorms working across eastern Kentucky. We're going to be with you for the next little bit as we've got a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings across portions of eastern Kentucky right now. And in fact, the Weather Service is using some of its new enhanced warning products for some of these storms. We'll get to that in a second. First, let's get on over to live pinpoint Doppler radar, where we are tracking a line of severe thunderstorms working its way across the region. Let's go through the warnings county by county right now. First up, we have got Laurel, Pulaski, Rockcastle, Wayne, McCreary, and Whitley counties. That is going until 1:45, a severe thunderstorm warning with a possible tornado, according to the National Weather Service. That's part of that new enhanced language they're using. Yeah, and Brandon, that's part of the reason the Weather Service is going with this enhanced warning. Right now, there is no real strong signs of rotation on the radar, but with this type of thunderstorm complex, you're not going to see very often strong signs of rotation. What you're going to see are what we call quick little spin-up twisters that may happen. Usually EF0s, EF1s. Now, that doesn't mean they need to be trifled with. They can do plenty of damage, but they're quick hitters and they're hard to detect. And what we look for a lot of times is like this little notch I just pointed out. That can be a signature that there's a little bit of a buckling in the line, and that can indicate some rotation, and you can get a quick spin up in an area like that very quickly. So that is something we're going to continue to monitor as we go throughout the next about 45 minutes or so. Well, I hope that chance of rain holds off. Right now I'm looking up, I'm seeing sunshine to my right, I'm seeing storm clouds to my left. We're dodging the storms right now in Nibrock, though. It is humid. I'm telling you, though, with that cloud cover, the shade is feeling oh so nice.
Meteorologist Shane Smith is live at the world-famous Chicken Festival in downtown London with our first look at the forecast. Shane?
Steve, I'm standing right out front of the tent with the world's largest skillet, 10 feet in diameter, and fixes some of the best fried chicken you've ever had. And let me tell you, we are having a wonderful time out here at the World Chicken Festival here in downtown London, and the weather is absolutely... And that warm and humid air comes together with a big-time cold front, creates some problems. Here's the setup. Arctic air is going to move down into the nation's heartland on Wednesday and Thursday. In fact, some of the coldest air we've seen in December in a long time. That'll collide with that warm and moist air, and wherever that battle zone between the cold and the warm sets up, there's going to be a lot of problems. Although the rain still causing some problems in the form of fog this morning. Check out the U-Pike Skycam as we look over downtown Pikeville. And that's a foggy picture, a lot of low-hanging stratus clouds and that fog into the valleys. And give it another hour or two, folks, and it'll be on out of here. And we are here at the Black Gold Festival live in downtown Hazard. Folks, I was trying to go joyriding in the Dukes of Hazard. General Lee and Roscoe pulled me over. You can see it behind me there. We got just a fantastic day, although my day just got kind of ruined down here at the Black Gold Festival. Let's take a look at the weather. The weather's been absolutely great. Nothing wrong with it yet. That's not going to be the case going in the night, though. Showers and thunderstorms are off to our west. We go to the bigger picture. Still have this one flash flood warning, and every county highlighted in light green is under a flood advisory. All right, here's the difference between an advisory and a warning. An advisory means you're going to see a little bit of minor flooding, some heavy rain that may cause a little bit of ponding of water on the streets, may see a creek or two come out of its banks, but it shouldn't be enough to cause too many problems. When you get a flash flood warning, that's when problems start happening. That's the kind of water that'll sweep away vehicles and can come up into houses, and that's what you don't want.
We have declared a severe weather alert day. Chief Meteorologist Shane Smith joins us now with more on what to expect overnight. Shane?
Stephen Morgan, it is going to be one complicated forecast and one messy night of travel across southern and eastern Kentucky. Let's not waste any time. Get right over to Pinpoint Doppler. For all the counties in the dark green, and that's about 90% of the WYMT coverage area, we are seeing flood warnings. There is no flood warning in Harlan and Letcher County, and that's about it, but there is a small stream flood advisory into Letcher County. Here's why. We are seeing heavy rain across the entirety of the area, but as you look off to the west, you can see that is changing to freezing rain and sleet, and that cold air is heading our way. In fact, we're already at freezing in West Liberty with mid-30s across the Big Sandy Valley and up into the mountains upper 30s into the Cumberland River Valley with heavy rain ongoing from London down to Corbin, back over to Pineville, up to Manchester. Here's how much rain we've seen so far. This is Doppler estimated rainfall, showing some locations in that brighter shade of green already picking up on 2 to 3 inches of rain in the last 24 hours, with 1 to 2 inches for most of us. That's why the streams and the creeks are coming up, seeing numerous reports of flooding across the area. A flood watch is out through Saturday morning. Most of us under flood warnings. It is a lot of high water problems, and that's not the only high water problems. We may have some real river flooding to deal with early next week, as we've got rainfall, extra rainfall on top of what we've already seen in the magnitude of 2 to 3 additional inches heading our way Sunday into Monday. A lot of weather to talk about, guys. We'll have more on the wintry aspect of this storm and the possibility of more wintry weather and rain on Sunday coming up here in just a few minutes. So here's the bottom line of what to expect. Tonight, the rain changes to the wintry mix and freezing rain. There will be slick spots. We're already seeing the isolated flooding. We're dry tomorrow. Tomorrow after the morning commute should be okay. But then the freezing rain returns Sunday morning. We change it over to plain rain for the afternoon. The flooding threat will return then, and then we will see heavy rain roll through the area Monday, and then Tuesday, guess what, guys? Maybe a little light snow.
Shane, I was driving through London earlier, and the rain was just coming down, and I think it followed me all the way on the Parkway here to Hazard.
So you're the one who brought it.
I did. I apologize to everyone at home. That was me.
Finally, I don't have to take the blame for it. But in all seriousness, a lot of rain heading our way. It started today, and we got several days of it. It may lead to some flood concerns. Let's not waste any time. Get on over to Pinpoint Doppler. It is heavy out there in several locations. Anywhere where the darker green is showing up, that's a moderate to heavy band of rain, and you don't have to look far out to the west to see wintry mix across portions of Indiana and Illinois. Right now, we are under a flood watch through Saturday morning. Winter storm watch off to the northwest. There's winter storm warnings as close by as Louisville. Very big, very complex storm system heading our way, and it's all thanks to this massive cold front. It is 38 degrees right now in Louisville, 29 in Indianapolis, and it was 71 in Knoxville. London got up to 72 today, tying a record high. 40 degrees of difference in about 200 miles. My friends, that is a cold front. So everyone's been talking about the severe weather threat for tomorrow. You can see about half the WYMT coverage area is now under that slight risk from the Storm Prediction Center. And for thunderstorms, there's a little recipe we look at to see if they're going to be severe. 4 things we look at: lift, moisture, shear, and instability. Well, let's break them down one by one. First off, lift. That's just something to cause the air to rise. We're getting that in the form of the cold front tomorrow. It's going to roll its way on into the region, and that's what's going to help cause the showers and the storms. Now, that's the first part of the equation. Second part of the equation is the moisture. Are we going to see enough moisture? It tends to act as fuel for those thunderstorms. Right now, dew points are into the upper 50s and low 60s. Dew points are just a measure of moisture in the atmosphere. Normally, for severe weather, that's not great, but it's enough to get the job done. The next thing we look at, shear. That's the difference in the wind speed between the surface and the upper levels in the atmosphere. Tomorrow, the winds at the surface, 25 to 40 miles per hour, but up around a mile high, close to 100 miles per hour. So we have plenty of shear, and the only question for tomorrow is instability. You need sunshine to create instability. It gives those thunderstorms that pop. Well, you can see plenty of clouds on the satellite and radar. So as we break down the recipe, yes, 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 and not so much. So we've got 3 out of 4 things needed for severe weather. So do we have a chance for severe weather? Absolutely. I think the biggest threats are going to be the wind and the heavy rain, although there is an isolated tornado threat in there. Thunderstorms should begin rolling in right around 6 o'clock. They'll be scattered to start off with, and then we'll see a line roll through after midnight. Those showers will continue through Friday morning. We could see another isolated shower chance Saturday. Don't forget to set those clocks back. And the weather next week looks better. But Steve, that is something we're going to be keeping a very close eye on tomorrow, is if those storms go severe and when they'll move in. I think right now, trick or treat for a lot of towns starts around 6, especially the farther west you live. That could be right as those storms move in.
All right, I know you'll keep an eye on things. Thank you, Shane.